Okay. Here is the final video of Note Literacy Lesson 1. We have done drawing clefs and placing clefs. We have done alphabet manipulation. We have done uh, lines and spaces. We have done steps and skips and um, finding step up, step down in relation to the middle notes of the clef. And now we are ready to explore that further with dictation. So what we need here are Do Re Mi cards. These cards, again, you can purchase them on musicmindgames.com. And that is obviously easy, but you can also make them, or you can take a piece of long paper and you can just draw them. So you certainly don't need to purchase anything. You will, however, need to come up with some system of colored chips. Again, you can purchase these online on Music Mind Games, and they're not too expensive, but if you don't want to purchase them, you can just find some way of making colored discs, and then you will have that. Because the kids really do enjoy the color coding, it does make it easier for them. Although I'm embarrassed to say that I had to have a child, one of my students, suggest to me that I color code the discs. So there you go. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We're going to learn to translate the Do Re Mi cards, the singing of those, to the clef. If you feel comfortable with singing in a major key, then you are going to be no problem. If you do not feel comfortable with that, you can point to them, and this could be a purely visual game, and that is totally fine. So if you would like to learn how to sing with them, here are the notes that you could use. I recommend starting on D. D for Do. E, F sharp, and then G, A, B, C sharp, D. Again, because I do the piano lessons at first in D major, so that's a convenient place. But if that is maybe too complex for you, if you really are new to all of this, it's easier to start on C because there are no black keys, and you could sing Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, and you can use the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C to match the Do, Re, Mi. And if that is feeling like overwhelming and you don't want to mess with that at all, just use this as a visual game. That's okay. So here's how we can do this. You want to take your child through in steps, right? So the first thing to do is sing a repeated note on Do. I usually sing it 3 times. So I sing, oh, whoops, sorry, before we start. Do is going to be, I either start Do here, or on the second line up in treble clef, or I start it on the second space of bass clef. I would go back and forth so that the child learns to feel comfortable doing this activity in both clefs. The reason is if we start kind of towards the bottom, we have plenty of time, plenty of space to go up. And really, primarily, we're going to be going up. Because going down requires a visualization that maybe they're not quite ready for yet because this is brand new. So it does, however, also leave a little space to go down below the Do should you wish to try that. If we start in the middle line, which is what we did in the previous video, so that might seem, why aren't we doing that here? Well, if we go up, pretty soon we get off the clef the higher we go, and that's confusing for everyone. So if we start down here, we have enough space before we kind of leave the clef. So, okay. So the first thing to do, I sang 3 Do's. Do, do, do. So that means I'm going to place 3 red chips in a row. So you show them how to do that, and you do a couple variations on that. When they kind of figure that out, next go steps up. Do, re, mi, for example. Or do, re, mi, fa, sol. You can do as many as you want, but keeping it simple with do, re, mi is a good idea. And so you can see re is a step higher than do, so here to do that we go a step higher, just like they learned how to do in the previous video, and then a step higher than that. So do, re, mi, do, re, mi. And I would have them sing with you when they're done. Do, re, mi, Okay, after they can do that, the next step is to do skips up. Do, mi, sol. And that translates to that on the board. Do, mi, sol. Because now we go from line to line because we're skipping. And notice that they're going from left to right because these are successive notes. Sometimes the kids will try to do things like this, and well, this isn't wrong, this is a chord, but it means we would have had to sing them all together. You would have needed 3 people, one person to sing do, one person to sing mi, and one person to sing sol, all at the same time. So right now we're just doing successive notes, so they have to go left to right, like that. Okay, after they do skips up, then the next is steps down. Or steps go up and down, I guess. So do, re, mi, re, do. And that's going to look like this. Like so. And again, show them that, we keep going to the left or right. So, you could observe, kids sometimes want to backtrack. They go here and then here because they're like, do, re, mi, re, do. But music keeps going out. So observe that happens. And again, have them sing with you. Do, re, mi, re, do. When they write it down. And again, it doesn't matter what note you start on. I don't even know what note I'm starting on. It just doesn't matter. As long as you're singing the correct relationship. Do, re, mi, re, do. It's fine. So, and then of course do skips up and down. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. And that will look like this on the board. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. So, and when they understand how to do that, then now you can mix and match them. You can use things like do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, or do, re, re, do, or do, mi, re, do, stuff like that. You can mix and match them. The kids usually enjoy going all the way up. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And here's what that looks like. To make a la, I just make a double note. I just put one on top of the other. Makes it a little darker. A kid had that idea for me. And that's what it looks like when you're got it all done. And if they want to, you could also explore going below do. You might have to place the T underneath it if they have trouble visualizing how that works. And to do that, it would look like this. Oops, that's a red. Do, ti, do, do, ti, do, like that. And you could play around with that as well. But I wouldn't do anything in this lesson 1. Just get comfortable with steps and skips, up and down, repeated notes. If you never went below do, that would be fine. But if you feel adventurous, you could try it. And if you feel comfortable singing, great. It adds a dimension to this that is very valuable. If you do not feel comfortable singing, making it a pure visual game is going to still be helpful, and your child will still learn how to translate melodies onto the clef. So um, there we have it. This is Note Literacy Lesson 1. Repeat the videos in various ways and until your child really seems to have mastered the material before going on to Lesson 2. Any questions, of course, just email me. I will support you the best I can. All right, thank you.